Overheard. On Tony Katz Today.
Hey, remember Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez? 28-year-old Democrat know-nothing with far, far less wisdom than the typical person her age. Speaks with brash arrogance and confidence on geopolitical issues while simultaneously acknowledging she has absolutely no knowledge with regard to the issues on which she speaketh.
I am not the expert on geopolitics on this issue, you know?
Right. Anyhow, not content with embarrassing herself on issues of geopolitics, Alex is now wading into the waters of healthcare, the current U.S. tax code, renewable energy, and military spending. That's right. The less knowledge and less expertise she can demonstrate on a particular topic, the more she feels this insatiable need to just weigh in on the subject. Last Friday, old girl stopped by The Daily Show to speak with alleged comedian Trevor Noah, who was kind enough to ask the princess with the pea in her head about how the United States government can conceivably pay for all the free crap she wants to hand out under her system of morally superior economics. Please do enjoy.
You know, you always see people coming in with economic arguments.
Yeah, that's always annoying, isn't it? When economic reality and basic logic smack you right in your cute little button nose and ruin your day in the land of socialist make-believe. You're hanging out at the Mao Fun Park, and then some racist security guard comes up and says, Hey, moron, you have to pay to get in here. And you say, but this is the Mao Fun Park. I was told all the rides are free. Yeah, they're free once you get in the park. You still got to pay the $60 to get through the gates, though. Oh, okay, so it's free, you just have to pay to get in, and then it's free. Yeah, whatever, lady. Can you just pay the $60? Oh, I don't carry cash. Can I use my debit? Yeah, just give me the card. Gah!
And they say, look, these numbers don't really add up. You know, in order to get health care for everybody, this is what it would cost. That's going to be troubling, even if you reverse.
Okay, you know what? Let me just summarize Trevor's comments to her. There's no money to pay for all this crap. What's your response, doll?
This is an excellent question.
Thank you. I wrote it on a note card ahead of time.
So, for example, I sat down with a Nobel Prize economist last week. I can't believe I can say that. It's really weird. But
it's like so weird. I get invited to all these parties where really important people pat me on the head, tell me I'm cute and that I'm the future of the Democrat Party. And then I walk away from a 3-second verbal exchange absolutely convinced that I'm every bit as knowledgeable on the topic of economics as a person with 2 master's degrees. By the way, we should stop calling them master's degrees because that harkens back to slavery, and slavery was like really, really bad.
But one of the things that we saw is if people pay their fair share, if corporations and the ultra wealthy, for example, as Warren Buffett likes to say, if he paid as much as his secretary.
Well, no one's keeping him from writing a check to the Treasury, babe. But you know, if I can just impart some knowledge here, when Buffett made that claim, his secretary made $60,000 per year, and old Buffy was being paid $100,000 per year from his company. That means she paid less than 21% in taxes, and he paid a tax rate of 38% on his salary. That is, assuming he took no deductions, which I'm sure he didn't because he feels really bad that the rich aren't paying their fair share. The point of his cute little example related to capital gains, that is appreciation on investments. The tax rate paid on dividends for capital gains is technically less for the individual than the top tax rate on salaried income. However, Buffett's cute little example doesn't take into account the fact that the company paying those dividends must also pay taxes on them, which would put the total taxes on dividends above the top marginal tax rate on wages. I know, too much for your pretty little noggin. Proceed.
If corporations paid, if we reversed the tax bill, but raised our corporate tax rate to 28%, which is not even as high as it was before.
Right.
If we do those 2 things and also close some of those loopholes, that's $2 trillion right there.
Oh, brilliant! Projected cost to provide Medicare for all, $34 trillion and change. So we're down to $32 trillion now. All right, we're making progress. We've now paid for roughly 6% of what you want. But you want more than just free healthcare, right, doll?
And it's one of the wide estimates is that it's going to take $3 to $4 trillion to transition us to a 100% renewable energy economy.
All right, well, now we're at a $35 trillion shortfall. We're moving in the wrong direction here, hun bun.
If we get people to pay their fair share, that's $2 trillion in 10 years.
Yeah, heard your idiotic statement the first time. Continue.
Now, if we implement a carbon tax on top of that,
Holy jeez.
so that we can transition and financially incentivize people away from fossil fuels.
And obliterate an industry that contributes billions of dollars to the U.S. economy, employs millions of hardworking Americans, and would prompt a surge in the ownership costs of a typical fossil fuel vehicle, forcing now unemployed Americans with no technical expertise or skills in the renewable energy industry to buy electric cars they can't afford and that can't be driven more than 30 miles at a time, thus forcing them to restrict their job search to the immediate area. At least until they get their house unloaded, which is being taken care of for them because you just put them out of a job and now the bank is foreclosed. Hey, I see how this works. Cool.
And then the last key, which is extremely, extremely important, is reprioritization.
Okay, so let's just be generous and call it a $30 trillion shortfall. Where are you going to find all that money, babe? Oh, by the way, did you know the U.S. government ran a $666 billion deficit in 2016, and the current national debt, which is growing, now stands at just over $21 trillion? That's right. Your $34 trillion to provide Medicare for all is more than the entire U.S. national debt.
Stupid! You're so stupid!
Liberals, are you listening? Huh? Hello? You don't ever get to give us crap about Sarah Palin ever again. Ever! But have at it, and keep encouraging Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to talk, because come midterms, we Republicans are going to be trotting home like Secretariat. I'm Brian Baker. Have a lovely day.